This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
Let me throw in all my caveats here to get started. I understand that there are bigger, more important issues in the country and the world right now than what I'm going to take a minute or two to talk about. I get that. I get this past weekend, right? The threat of a potential government shutdown, the mess that is the House Republican caucus, $33 trillion in debt we are. I understand that we got big problems in this country. We have big public policy problems in this country. One of our two major political parties is completely radicalized, has been overtaken by an anti-democracy movement called MAGA. I get Ukraine is fighting for its life. I get and I understand that there are many more important things to talk about than this. But come on. Come on, everybody. A member of your team, a member of your side, a member of Congress over the weekend pulls a fire alarm, triggers a fire alarm, and then makes up some bullshit explanation for what he was doing. And if you can't criticize that, then you need to do some reflecting because you're way too partisan. Again, don't jump on me, my Democratic friends. I understand big, more important things to talk about. Donald Trump's been indicted 4 times. He's a criminal. He's a traitor. I get all of that. He's going to be the Republican Party nominee. We have to defend democracy. I understand all of that. But come on. Come on, my Democratic friends. A Democratic congressman, Jamal Bowman out of New York, during the whole government shutdown on Saturday, the vote, are we going to shut down or not? During all of that big old mess, he pulled a fire alarm in one of the congressional buildings, the Cannon Building, a building that I officed in. He pulled a fire alarm. That's a serious thing. And then he made up some bullshit explanation like he didn't understand. He thought it was the alarm to help him get out of the building. And all utter bullshit. He pulled the fire alarm. To what? Delay the vote? Either way, it's a serious thing to do. And as a former member of Congress, there should have been zero confusion by this congressman. As he tried to exit that building, and there were a bunch of signage there, signage that we're all used to, instructing you on what to do, and none of it tells you to pull the damn fire alarm. But that's not what's important. What's important is this. Again, in the grand scheme of things, a bad thing to do, and it ought to be investigated, and he ought to pay a bit of a price for it. There should be a consequence for Congressman Bowman pulling the fire alarm. But the bigger, broader point is this Monday, as we kick off the month of October, my favorite month. So you're a Democrat. You're a Democrat partisan. You're a Democratic voter. And this is a Democratic congressman that did this boneheaded, stupid, potentially dangerous thing. Here's the point. You can't criticize him? You won't criticize him because your team? Because he's on your side? Because MAGA sucks? Because Republicans are bad? Are we at that point in this country where a guy on your team fucks up, makes a mistake, and you can't and won't criticize him because he's on your team? If that's how tribal we are now, That you can't even criticize that? And call him out for his bullshit excuse and explanation. And I heard Democrats on the Sunday talk shows who wouldn't go there, who wouldn't criticize him. Democratic thinkers and thought makers on Twitter, I heard, try to defend him. Cut that out. My God, my Democratic friends, don't be like MAGA. Don't yell and shout MAGA and Republican to me. You don't need to. I get it. I understand. The Republican Party is a cult. Never, ever, ever will they criticize their cult leader. Never, ever, ever will they criticize anybody on their side. It's a cult. But Democrats, that's what you're comparing yourself to? You want to be like that? You want to say, but Joe, the Republicans suck. Look what they do. They never criticize Trump. Excuse me, that's your bar? Democrats, you don't want to be better than that? I mean, I know we're divided, and I know things are uber tribal, and I know most of us are idiotically uber partisan. But Democrats, don't be like Republicans. Your guy messed up. He pulled a fire alarm. It was a stupid, potentially dangerous thing to do. Criticize him for that. Call him out. And if you can't, again, if you won't, because my team, my side, then really do some reflecting. Because if we can't be better than this on an issue like this, we can't criticize him on an issue like this, well, then we may be completely down the partisan rabbit hole. We may not at all be recoverable. I hope not. I have no hope for my former political party. Democrats, I want to have hope for you. Country first. Principles first. Call out your side, your team, when they mess up, when they don't put their principles first or their country first, when they're wrong. Be better than Republicans. I'm Joe Walsh, White Flag with Joe Walsh. My quick hit take. Have a great week. Let's make it a great week. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.